Hey, beautiful. Welcome to the Not Another Mom podcast. It's time to take that mom hat off because this is after hours and I'm making you off the clock. This podcast is here to help you know your worth because damn girl, you're a goddess who deserves to live the life of your dreams. I'm your host, Leslie Sprague, and we talk everything from manifesting to motherhood. Yes, those little monkeys will still creep in here or there. Spirituality to girl talk with your besties, and from business to finding that balance in life. I'm here to remind you that you are worth it. Life gets to be easy for you, and your dreams really can come true. So grab your favorite glass of wine, craft beer, or if you're a whiskey and diet kind of girl, grab that and let's get this show on the road. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Not Just Another Mom podcast. I am your host, Leslie, and I am coming to you live from my brand new office. Now, my office is still in utter chaos. There is still crap everywhere, and I made a bit of my desk isn't totally set up, so I kind of made a makeshift desk so that I could record this podcast episode for you guys today. So this past weekend, we moved into our house. And if you were with me last week, I gave you like a brief synopsis, I think, if my memory serves me correctly, actually, of how we manifested this house. So I was sitting here, and because I am in the midst of packing or unpacking, I didn't really have much of an idea as to what I was going to talk to you guys about today. But I did my ritual as I do for every podcast episode that I record. And my podcast ritual is I always light some sage and some Palo Santo, and I just let that smolder. And one of the things that actually reminded me while I was lighting that is that I haven't smudged my house yet. So yeah, we're going to get into sort of that topic. One of the things that I found during our moving process is that I noticed so if you haven't heard of human design, there are 5 different human design types. There is a manifesting generator, a generator, there's a manifester, there's a reflector, and then there's a projector. I am very much a projector, and projector means that we don't go all the time, and we have to work with our energy cycles. So it's actually very comical with what I do and my human design energy, because I teach people how to use their energy more effectively. So, quite funny. And while we were moving in, sorry if I feel like I'm jumbling all over here with different thoughts. So hopefully you guys can follow with my train of thought. I'm sure you can, and I'm sure it's all in my head. So, we had so many amazing helpers helping us move in, and they all wanted to help us unpack, but it was sort of claiming a boundary for myself, and I needed to tell them no, you don't have to help me unpack, because I wanted to go through the things myself. Some of it needs to be purged again. I need to some of the stuff has been in a trailer for 18 months and I haven't seen it in a long time. And I want to go through it and say, you know what, this doesn't fit with us anymore. So it's time for you to go. Or, ooh, let's put this thing over here. And that kind of energy or thought process. So it was amazing to have us here, but I needed to sort of draw that boundary because if I didn't create that boundary, then I would have run myself ragged and not taken care of my own energy. So I respected where I was at, and it was really, really good. We got way more done than I actually thought. My husband has this whole week off with me as well, and we've just been kind of puttering. So that was my plan, but they ended up getting all the trailers unloaded, and it was so grateful to have everybody's help and support with that. So getting back to say the sage and the Palo Santo, whenever I come into a new space, I love to smudge the home. And I haven't done that here yet. It's been about 6 days we've been here, and I haven't done that here yet. We've been kind of focused with like moving in, getting things set up, and unpacking and all that fun stuff. But what smudging does, so there are many different things that you can smudge with. So there is sage, Palo Santo, you can use cedar. They all have their own different meanings. You can use lavender. Sage, in a roundabout nutshell, helps to remove the negative energy from the home. And then the Palo Santo helps to bring the positive energy in. So I quite often light them together. Some people don't like the smell of sage. I absolutely love it. And I always just feel so much more grounded and centered whenever I do this. So that is now being added to my to-do list. And I just go throughout each room and smudge into the room. So like I have a feather that I use, and I send the smudge into each area. So like I go kind of top to bottom, and I'm using my own mental energy as well, stating that the smoke goes where it's needed. It's always an important practice too, to sort of crack a window while you are doing this so that the negative energy has a place to exit your home. And I love doing this practice because it helps to like center and ground you. It really makes a big difference. And actually, my daughter, before I started coming on to record this podcast, she said, "Have you recorded your podcast yet?" Because it was quite a few minutes ago that I said I was going to record a podcast and basically telling them to leave me alone while I could do this. But I said, no, I actually kind of wasn't sure what I wanted to talk about today. And I said, but I just lit my sage and it literally sparked an idea for me. So she goes, "What do you want to talk about?" And so it reminded me also that I have a bag. So this is kind of like energetic practices for your home. These are things you can do in order to bring about better energy within your home. So smudging is definitely my number one. And my go-to. You listen to what it is for you. I have a bag of rose quartz. So these are crystals. This particular bag, I actually ended up just buying at Winners. So it was a decent sized bag for a decent price. And what I love to do with those is I will put those in the four corners of the house. And even more specifically, like I'll even put it in the four corners of our rooms, like bedrooms mostly, not every single room. I will probably do it in this office as well. But so rose quartz is all about bringing a loving, positive energy into the space. And when you place them in those corners, it's a principle of feng shui. And I'm not that fluent, but I remember learning about it once in my many years of studying energies and stuff like that. So that is something that I always love to do. It just helps to bring about that loving energy into each space. The other thing that I have done for this new house in particular is so I have bought an electromagnetic frequency, so an EMF defense home care kit or something like that. So what this does, so EMF frequency, I think is what I talked about last week on the podcast, and how I had my daughter had talked about the necklace. So this is a device that I can literally just stick onto my electrical panel, and I don't know if converts is the right word, but it converts through the energy or through the electricity in your house so that those harmful radiations coming from Wi-Fi devices, which basically everything in your house has Wi-Fi nowadays almost. So it helps to convert those into better waves, I guess, is the proper term, maybe. So that is something else that I have done to help ground our energy. And then come springtime, another thing that I will be doing is actually, I'm very fortunate. There is in the town closest to me, they have there is a shop there and they sell chunks of amethyst, and they are absolutely, and they're big. You can get big chunks of amethyst. They're absolutely gorgeous. Once that time comes, I am going to put those outside of my gardens and probably four corners again. So coming inside will be the rose quartz in all four corners of the house. So bringing that loving, peaceful, positive energy. But the amethyst on the outside is all about peace and tranquility. So really just creating that vibe for our house. So that is some energetic practices that I use to welcome in a new space. And then, of course, the most obvious way to have a positive, energetic home is to clear away the clutter. And right now, with unpacking and moving and things like that, it's something I am working on getting cleared up, but that will definitely help. If you want something simple, a simple takeaway for something you can do to clear your energy is to literally clear your space. When you clear your space, it affects your energy and creates that better vibe for yourself as well. So thank you so much for tuning in next week, guys. I can't wait to give you guys a tour on Instagram for what my house is looking like. I'm not ready yet. It's still kind of in a bit of disarray, but I will definitely give you guys a tour once we are all set up. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you guys are having an amazing week, and if you have any questions regarding your energy or want help with getting your energy back in check, send me a DM. I've got a few different options on how I can help you with that. So thank you so much for tuning in. Until next week. Thank you so much for listening. If you love this episode, will you do me a favor and help spread the love? Go ahead and leave a 5-star review and share this episode on your Insta stories. If we aren't yet connected on Instagram, come follow me at Leslie & Co XO. And since everybody spells my name wrong, that's Lesley and Co XO. And leave me a line and say hi. Have an amazing day, beautiful, and we'll catch you next week.